Hi guys, it's Miss Redding. Today we're going to do a fun activity creating a plant and an animal that are adapted to a specific area. Before we get started, I want to remind you that our ecology test is May 7th and our final exam is on May 13th. You have to take the final exam on May 13th. You can't take it on a different day or just think, oh wait, I'll just try and do it another time, or I forgot. You've got to do it on that day. Okay, so let's get started. We are going to create a biome first. So it's not going to be the same biomes that you've heard of, although it might be similar to one of those biomes. So you're going to roll a die and you're going to get 4 characteristics of your biome. Okay, so you're going to roll 4 different times. So the first time you roll, you're going to be determining what your soil quality in your biome is. So if you roll a 1, 3, or 5, you're going to have good soil quality. So go ahead and write in that blank, type in whatever you rolled, okay? And then poor soil quality, 2, 4, or 6, again, type in whatever you rolled. So you remember what your characteristics are. If you don't have a die at home, you only need to roll 1, you can click on this virtual dice and it will take you to a way to roll a virtual die. I'll just show you that real quick. So it rolled here for me, and then if I click roll, it rolled me a 6, and then I would go and I would write 6 down. If I rolled a 1, I would go and write 1 down. Okay, so that's how you use that virtual die. Let me try and get our video back over here. Okay, so keep track of that. I don't know how I did that, but I did something. And write them in there. Okay, so then think back to what you rolled. So if you rolled a 1, 3, or 5 for soil quality, and you have good soil, that means you're going to have a lot of plants. Okay, and if you have a lot of plants, that means you're going to have a lot of herbivores. So be thinking about that when you go to create your organisms. If you had poor soil, that's going to be kind of like the desert, maybe the tundra. So there's going to be a lot less plants. Okay, so there's not going to be as many animals. Plants are going to have to figure out how to get nutrients. So you want to be thinking about those things. If you rolled a 1, 3, or 5 and you have a dry habitat, by now you should know some adaptations for plants and animals if it's dry. Rainy, we know some things for plants if it's really rainy. Animals, you can probably think of a few rainy animal things, and you learned some yesterday. All right, if your temperature is year-round warm, that is very similar to the rainforest. Okay, not hot, we're not talking desert. That's going to be similar to a rainforest. So you're going to have an abundance of plants and animals. Long cold winters, that's like the taiga or tundra. So be thinking about that. And then 4 seasons is like where we are now. Okay, and you might be thinking, okay, I got year-round warm, but it's dry. Maybe you rolled those 2 things. Remember, we're not going to match up to an exact biome. It's an imaginary biome. So you might have a warm, dry place. So it'll be kind of like the desert, but not exactly. And then habitat competition. So if you get a 1, 3, or 5, you're going to have very little competition. So your plants are kind of just doing their thing and they don't really have to worry about light. And if it's extreme competition for light, then your plants are going to have to figure out a way to get more light. All right, and there's some ideas you might be thinking of right now. So you've thought about those characteristics, think about those adaptations, and then now you're going to create something. So find a piece of paper, okay, draw and color a plant, an imaginary plant, and an imaginary animal that would be best suited to these things that you rolled. Okay, so you might want to have that slide back up. Oh, it's dry and it's cold and it's whatever. And then you're going to label those adaptations. Okay, once you're done drawing them and coloring them and labeling them, you're going to upload it, take the picture of what you drew and upload it here. Now, I know some of my students are really good at digital drawing. That's totally fine. If you want to do a digital drawing, go for it. Okay, now that does not mean get a clip art picture of a tiger and chop its head off and put a picture of some other animal's head on it. No, you have to come up with your own unique organism. So here's an example. I'm just going to show you an example of what that might look like for a plant. So this person rolled an extreme competition for light. So their plant is a vine and it has this sticky cuticle to attached to trees so it can climb, and then it has big leaves at the top. So down here, it doesn't have the biggest leaves, but once it gets to the top, it's got these big leaves to capture the sunlight, and it's even hurting the plant that it's on. It's got venom that it's attacking the plant with to get even more nutrients. So they named it Venom Vine, all right? And they even did a little close-up. So you can see how everything's labeled and how this would survive well in a place that has high competition for light. Okay, I think they also had a warm environment and it was rainy. Okay, so all of those things would help. And then you'd upload your animal picture. Okay, and then you're not done yet. Then there's a few questions that you're gonna read the question, type in your answer. Read the question, type in your answer. You can just delete this type in answer stuff and type your own answer. Then go to the next slide, and we've got 4 more questions. Okay, and then you'll turn it in when you're done. And then we always have like a little spot for you to learn more or to do more or to play a game. And I have never seen this game before. Maybe Mr. Brubaker's kids have, because he found this really cool game called Snow Fight. And the questions have to do with the biomes. How does the ermines, okay, all of the above. And then you get to chuck snowballs at people. It's so much fun. So they're gonna pop out of different places. Here they come. Oh no, ah. And you gotta hit them with snowballs. So much fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, so after you're done and you've turned it in, if you wanna play a fun snowball game that reviews for you, go over to eClass and find where the game links are. Super fun. All right, have a great day.